everybody. Welcome to Revival Town Podcast. I'm Chuck Tate. That's Andy King.
Chuck Tate. You doing all right?
Andy, I'm great. How are you?
You know, we've got the green thing going on.
Yeah, you know what? I got the memo.
Okay. Yeah, looking good. I mean, I got to say, the summer is good to you. The tan that I've seen you out running on your videos.
Oh.
If you're not following Chuck, make sure you're following Chuck on socials. He does a great God spot most days, right? Is it most days?
Yeah, I'm running 3 to 4 days a week. And when I run, I always stop at this cove at the end of my block. It's on the river, and it's a nice little area. And I usually do 60-second, 2-minute video.
Now, didn't you tell me that someone pulled by while you were filming and you were like, I bet I look like crazy because you're talking into your camera?
Yep, it happens a lot where I'll have my camera on this. There is this little roped in bench area.
Yeah.
And just like if you go to riverfront and there's the ropes.
Yeah.
And there's this post, and I set the phone up on the post. So if you're driving by, you can't see it because there's a big rope behind it, because I wedge it in so where I can film myself with the cove in the background, like, hey everybody, scripture today, and so I'm looking down at this post, I'm talking, if you're driving by, you can't see the phone, and I look crazy. I've got to the point now where I do it so much, sometimes there's people around, I still do it anyway.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll walk to a different area, because if there's too many boaters, because there's a boat ramp right there.
Yeah.
So lots of people are coming in and out, and a lot of times there's not anybody down there, but in fact, I did a video earlier this week, and I could hear a real loud car. Sometimes this dude is on his mower. I'm like, get off the mower, man. He's always on the mower. Like, your grass has already been cut. What are you doing? He's like mowing again.
Yeah.
I think he's just doing it to mess with me. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But
he's like, there's that road. Now let me get my mower out.
Yeah. But all of a sudden this dog is barking, and I just kept doing the video, and I look up, and the owner was holding it back and wanted to attack me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I run with mace. I have police grade mace, because I don't remember if you like 2 or 3 years ago, I almost got attacked by a pit bull.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
A guy driving a truck saved me by running at it and made it run across the street. The owner grabbed it, but so now I carry a police grade mace with me. I'm not getting eaten by a
And guys,
pit bull.
if you knew where Chuck lives, it's the most city type area. It's like a little sleepy village, right?
Yeah. If you're familiar with St. Cody Lakes, it's kind of right near St. Cody, and it's Sheets Creek is kind of a cool little restaurant that's in the back neighborhood. It's right there, but and there's kids everywhere.
But it's not like your downtown Peoria where you need mace.
It's kids everywhere, and it's on the river.
Yeah,
on the Illinois River. So. Anyway, it's a great spot to run, man.
I had a crazy thing happen with social media and videos. You're talking about this. Obviously, a few weeks ago was the World Cup, and I was into it. I mean, England got to the semi-finals. You came and watched.
Yep. At the Fox Pub.
At the Fox Pub.
I had fish and chips.
We did it right. We did it right. Apart from we lost.
Yeah, that was gut-wrenching.
But 2-3 weeks earlier, I've always had this thing that if England ever make it to the quarterfinals, the flag comes out on the house.
The English flag.
The English flag, right? We have American flag on all the time. It's just too controversial for me to keep the English flag up all the time, right? I'm surrounded by Americans, so I don't want to cause any trouble with my neighbors. But when we hit quarterfinals, we get out the group stages, and now we're into the knockout. I always put it on, right?
Yeah, so, as you should.
So Joy is like, she's doing a bit of stuff on socials. She's doing really well with it, and she's like, "Hey, Dad, let's have you taking the American flag down, putting the English one up," which I always do. I've done it before. She's like, "But let me film it." So I'm like, "Okay, no problem." So we film this thing, just me going out, and I was going to put it on my own, but she puts
your
all
Instagram
the filters
page,
on and all that. Mate, internet blew up, and I'm not joking. 228,000 views. But then we had all the England fans commenting. And you had all the, can't be really English if he's not keeping it up. I mean, it was, some of it got absolutely brutal.
You were getting canceled by some people.
Oh, yeah. So I said to Joy, just don't comment. I said, just turn the comments off, But it's crazy, like 10, I don't know how many comments there was, but hundreds of shares, and because I come out of the house waving the flag.
It's a great video. Yeah, you come out. Yeah. I mean, England just won, so let's wave the flag. Let's raise the flag. Put it out there. Go England. You're from England. I mean, anyone who's got a problem with that, you're canceled.
Well, here's the other thing, mate. I had to be careful because the World Cup is going over July 4th. So I didn't want to be putting an England flag up on July 4th.
Yeah.
And so once they made the...
You might get tossed in Boston Harbor.
So once we hit the quarterfinals, which was the 5th, 6th, I'm like, okay, I'm okay now. People aren't thinking I'm trying to relive Boston Harbor or anything like that.
Right. So. You're just celebrating a World Cup team. And it was cool to see how many people faith on all the teams. We talked about that a few weeks ago, but it's so fun. But man, the internet it gets crazy, and that's why it's good to just sometimes be lighthearted. You have a good sport about it, have some fun, and a lot of times I do these videos. I try to encourage people, and there was a woman who invited a friend to church, and when she saw me in the lobby, she's like, "Oh, I know who that is. He is in my neighborhood." I used to think he was crazy because I was out doing a video. Sometimes I wave my hands, and sometimes, she's like, "Yeah." So a lot of people in our neighborhood, they're familiar with the guy who runs and does videos at the Cove. Yeah. But
now, how are you? Because I joked with Joy about this because. I now obviously say to her, for you to get 228,000 views, I've got to be in the video, right? They're looking at me, not you, and she gets really bad about it.
That is fantastic.
So, but how is your TikTok platform? Is it a lot of people interacting?
I mean, I have a lot of people. I don't have a lot of people interacting because the algorithm has changed, and it's always changing. But at one time, I was intentional. I posted every day for about 2 years, just almost, give or take, and it had blown up, and I'd grown my TikTok followers to over $100,000.
$100,000?
I'm praying all of a sudden. Yes, Lord. Yes. No, you know what's funny?
What?
Last week on Venmo, I got $47 from TikTok from just going live.
Really?
Yeah.
I often wonder how that all works.
Yeah. I don't even know how it works.
But you can't retire on that, though.
Yeah, no. But I had this is a couple years ago. I built it up to more than 100,000 followers, and then I just stopped. And now it's like you have to start over. Wow. I still have those followers, but my videos aren't going on those pages. Yeah. I don't even understand now how the algorithm works. But I don't get the kind of interaction. I used to have a video go semi-viral every couple weeks.
Yeah.
And now I haven't had a video on TikTok do that for a long time. On Instagram, I haven't had the same kind of success. I have a good steady flow on that on Facebook. But I don't know, about a couple years ago, I did this video just talking about something that I do in weddings that I perform.
Yeah.
And I gave this little spiel. And it blew up, man, like 300-some thousand
crazy
views on that. But a lot of times it's just I mean, my goal is just to try to, if I help one person, encourage one person. I just do it now to try to encourage people. Where when I was doing TikTok a couple years ago, or a few years ago, when I was really doing it every day, building it up, I was doing it to help people, but I was also trying to grow my platform because I knew I was going to, pitch a second book. You got to have a certain amount of social media followers in order for a traditional publishing house. If they're going to pay you to write a book, they want you to have some type of platform influence. And so I was intentional with that. But anymore, I'm just doing it for fun and to help people.
Yeah.
So, but good. Yeah. And we have some laughs along the way.
Well, we're going to have some laughs today. We were talking a bit about just the temperature of entertainment in the nation, and especially with regards to Christian comedy.
Yep.
And you said, hey, why don't we do a show on it? Not that we're going to be funny today, but just talk about what's been happening.
The surge of clean comedy, and not just Christian comedy, but even clean. There are comedians out there that aren't even Christians. Even Adam Carolla, who was known for being raunchy, was on Dry Bar Comedy, which is a clean comedy channel, which is very well known and popular. And even he did. He's done a couple specials. Adam Carolla Comes Clean. Adam Carolla Comes Cleaner. So even you got Christians that don't even, comics that don't even identify it as Christians doing clean comedy. And I think there are people out there, even when, like, for example, Christian media, now Hollywood's producing faith-based content because they know people will go see it. I just love that there is this surge of clean comedy, Christian comedy. Nate Bargatze is the poster child for that.
Yeah.
He's a believer who he's not a Christian comedian. He's a comedian who happens to be a Christian. Yeah, and he does clean comedy, and he's not going to swear. He's never going to cuss. He's not going to get dirty. And you know what? That sells
big time. He came to Peoria and sold 2 nights at the Civic Center Arena. So the arena's, 12,000 people, 2 nights.
Yeah.
And that's pretty crazy for Midwest.
He owns the all-time record for the most people to attend an event at the Peoria Civic Center in history.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. You know what else I do love about him? He has his dad open for him. Did you see that?
His dad's a magician.
Yeah.
A comedian magician.
Yeah.
That's how Nate got his start, was his dad.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but I think there's
his dad's retirement plan now. That is
right. Yeah. Locked in,
and then some.
And all of his friends too.
Yeah. And I do like that about Nate. He hasn't done this on his own.
Yeah.
He brings an entourage of great comedians.
Yep.
And some, I know we obviously for years, even the ups and downs of loved John Crist. Mm-hmm. He, I had, back in the day when I was bringing the events in at Riverside.
You met him.
We had him twice. We had him twice come to Riverside. The first time he was opening for Tim Hawkins. And then the second time it was his night, and
he was the headliner.
But you have a story about that night.
Yes, was that the night? Was Johnnie W with him, or no?
No. Okay. Aaron Weber was with him.
Okay.
But so at the beginning of every night, he will go out in this one tour he did. He would drive around town, showing the city that they're in. Okay. Well, he did not. There's a few things that happened that night, right? One was he drove past a place in Peoria called Big Al's, which is a strip club, but he did not know that whatsoever. And drove by, he was joking about it and everything. And to be honest with you, I'll be absolutely honest with you, he ticked me off a bit because the video that he did was just down in Peoria.
Down in Peoria, yeah.
It was, what dive is this? What? Now, come to find out, he does that at every show. Like he's
making fun of the community to have fun, because people are gonna connect with him right away if he starts talking about Creve Coeur. Or if he starts talking about
the town.
Things,
So he is. So I'm watching this video and I'm sitting there. I'm getting a bit upset. I mean, I've brought this guy in and he's dogging Peoria, and here I am, Peoria Dream Center, trying to bring a bit of light in the city.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he's dogging it, and at the end, some guys walk up to him and give him a rose or a flower in the parking lot. Come to find, and they read it out, and it was from Rock Church. And so I texted you, and then what was your response on that end?
Oh man, you texted me and I was just cracking up. I couldn't believe it, and I didn't get to go to the show, but he mentioned Rock Church from the stage. And, hey, there is something positive going on, And so what we were doing that day was this event. Our former office manager has a ministry called Random Acts of Hope,
Yeah.
where it just hands out hope one flower at a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've done the Marigold Festival. And
Promise of Hope here with
Pro-
the girls that get a prom dress. We have the organization here.
Yes, and she's still part of our church family and still operates Random Acts of Hope. And so we had this event where we purchased thousands of carnations, and our outreach team got together. We prayed, and then everyone went out into the city and the community and just handed out carnations. Simply, I mean, I can't tell you how many times, like even when I would go with them, I hand them out, and there's some women that would tear up and say, you know what, this is the first flower I've gotten in 20 years.
Yeah.
No one's gotten me a flower. It was just really special. But there we had Chad Ingham, one of our former pastors on staff, who's now moved away. Him and his sons were near 30-30.
Yeah,
and
the coffee shop.
Yep, and John Crist pulled up in his car, and they didn't even know it was him. And they gave him a flower, and he's like, oh, and they started talking. So he shared that experience, and it was a little connected to the flower was a card that says just a little something to let you know that God loves you, and we do too. And it says Rock Church on it. It's kind of cool. Yeah,
it was funny though because he brought it up and. I was like, okay, that's
my
good.
phone blew up right after that too.
Oh, yeah. But John has been, he's been through his ups and downs. But what I've liked is he's been very vocal about it and has come back with vengeance. I mean, I saw him on the July 4th celebrations hosting with Ryan Seacrest from Nashville. On national TV, and it was a great night. Lauren Daigle was on there as well, and but. It's the same thing. He's a Christian. He'll talk more like he's homeschooled and all that, and he brings all that up, which is great.
Yeah.
But he's been welcomed into the bigger picture, whether it's Jimmy Fallon or Kimmel or all these late night shows. He's on there,
Right. I'm happy that he's made a comeback because he did the hard work. And he came clean with what he went through. He's shared his story. He shouldn't be canceled for everybody. I think that's one of the reasons why we see a surge in clean comedy is because, one, families can watch together, but, people are sick of the outrage. They're sick of cancel culture, and we need joy. We need laughter, and he's really good at what he does. He's funny. He does love Jesus. He also can poke fun at the church, and there's times we need to be poked fun at.
Yeah, absolutely.
We get goofy, and it's fun to celebrate that.
And Tim Hawkins, who's I think the godfather of Christian comedy, right? You talk to any of these, Nate, John. They'll all come back to Tim Hawkins because he was out there trailblazing on his own. And a very, very funny guy. I remember when he came to us, I thought, I'll go and meet with him backstage just to connect, And I walk into the green room, and he's wearing this like he's a Swiss Alps milk guy. So he's got the bib on, he's got the hat on. And I walk in, I'm like, how am I going to have a serious conversation with this guy? and that was his first thing. He'd come out with the music, and he was like this milkman, that would go and get milk from cows in Switzerland. But live it off stage. They don't turn off. When they're off stage, the comedy's rolling, which is fun.
It is. I know another Christian comedian, Johnnie W, with his guitar. He has a lot of really funny church bits, stuff in the church that he's observed, and and we've had some Christian comedians on our podcast. We had Kerri Pomarolli, who was part of the Tonight Show for years. She's a very successful comedian, author, public speaker, travels all over, and then we've had Jeremy Nunes. Remember when we had 6 foot 7.
So dry humor.
So there's a lot of. In fact, we'll give you a list. We'll give everybody a list of a whole bunch of comedians, and not all of them are Christians, but there's some really good clean. Like Brian Regan. He's not a Christian that I know of, but he is hilarious and he's clean. He's been one of my all-time favorite comics. I've seen him live. His mannerisms, his bits.
Aaron Weber. He came with John. And he was brand new out. This was his first gig out on a tour. If you want to laugh, he does Nate's podcast now. But Aaron Weber, he started this whole thing with his mom told him he needs to pick an instrument to play, because as he grows up, girls like guys that play instruments, and he picked the xylophone. and he did this whole thing on the xylophone. I'll never forget. I was crying. I was like, and this is the opener for John Crist. I'm like, it can only get any better, So he's good. Aaron Weber, check him out.
Yeah. So Nateland podcast is no longer, now it's the Public Figures podcast, and Aaron Weber is on that, and Dusty Slay is on that. And hey, you know what? I didn't realize that Dusty Slay is a believer, and he's kind of edgy. He's right there on the edge, but he loves Jesus. He talks about Jesus in his podcast.
Yeah.
And he was on Blurry Creatures.
Oh, was he?
Sharing about his faith. It's like a 3-hour podcast. It's phenomenal.
Wow.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I highly recommend that. I want to get Jeff Allen on too. He's a Christian comedian, and Michael Jr. He's been doing it a long time. He's really funny.
Yeah, he's been to Peoria a couple of times and got to see him a few times, and you talk about dry humor. He is hilarious. There's a guy in the UK that I follow. He's a pastor as well, but
Mr. Bean?
No. A guy called Mark Ritchie, and he wants to give the gospel to people who don't come into the church, and so he's done some crazy things. But he gets a spot every year at the Edinburgh Festival, which is a non-Christian like music, comedy, theatre, a lot of that. It's very hard to get a spot. And if you're listening from the UK, you're in church, you probably know of Mark Ritchie, but if you don't, check him out. He is very funny, very funny.
There's some funny Brits out there.
And he's best friends with Dave Jane.
Really?
Mark Ritchie is,
That's really cool.
This is the guy, I'm sorry, go on a tangent here. This is the guy who walked the from top to bottom of Great Britain with a cross on his back. And the cross was made out of like chicken fence wire.
Okay.
And so as he walked, people could write prayers, and they popped it in the cross, and he would pray over them, but he would carry the prayers in this cross as he walked the nation. So as people were seeing him, they could go and pop the prayer request that they'd written. Really cool it was.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, but he Christian comedian and preaches.
And that wasn't a joke, though.
No, that wasn't a joke. No. But
people were writing down, one-liners and putting them on the.
He's like, hey, let me tell you this one.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so it's cool. Mark Ritchie's good guy.
Wow. Well, I've always loved clean comedy. I've never been a fan of comics who just use profanity all the way through, because I don't think that's funny. I think it's harder to be a clean comic.
Absolutely.
Anybody can get up in front of at a club where everybody's drinking and use profanity and talk about just sex and profanity to make people laugh. Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, but it takes skill to craft jokes and a monologue. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes, and these guys, most of the comedians out there, they've been doing it for years. It's a long, hard road. Yeah. And you have to work your craft. It is a craft. Timing is so important. And, you can't be lazy and be a clean comic. So,
why do you think it's important, Chuck, to laugh? Like, I really feel there's a spiritual element to it as well. Like, you're so stupid. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we did this podcast because there was stuff going on in both our lives, and it was either laugh or cry.
Well, you're right. I think the shorter answer is Proverbs says that laughter does the body good, the soul good. It's like medicine.
Yeah.
God created all emotions, right?
Yeah.
He gave us the ability to laugh, and I mean, life is hard. We need to laugh, and I believe you can be in a season of grief. Last week we had on my friend Deb Beaupre, who is, using her story of losing her daughter. You know what? She can laugh again.
Yeah.
Laughter is medicine. It's okay to grieve and laugh at the same time.
Yeah.
You can still laugh. And Nehemiah 8:10, the joy of the Lord is your strength.
Yeah.
So, I think you can't tell me that Jesus spent 3 years with a bunch of rejects that he chose to be his disciples, right? I mean, and some of them didn't get along, right?
Yeah.
He spent 3 years on basically this camping trip with them.
Yeah.
They were laughing, having a good time.
And I think that's why I like The Chosen.
Yeah.
It does show a bit of that side, not the comedy, but the reality that things would have happened with a bunch of guys. We'll get together with some guys for a few hours watching a football game or going to a basketball game, and we're laughing, right? As things come up, and I think that's the same spirit that would have happened in Jesus's time for sure.
Yeah. Well, here's what Ecclesiastes 3:4 says: "There's a time to cry, and a time to laugh."
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, sometimes if you don't laugh, you're going to be crying.
Right.
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 There is a time for both. So
Yeah.
there is a time for laughter. It's important. That's in the word. So it does our body good. It does our soul good. So, that's why, again, Proverbs 17:22.
And it's I think when looking for friendship, that's one of the key things for me. That's one of the key things that I want. I want to be around people that I can laugh with and have a good time.
Yeah.
So we hang out a lot as far as we laugh a lot, right?
Yeah.
But Dave, Jane, Mark, my friend from England,
we love to laugh.
Yeah, when Mark comes down for a weekend, me and Teresa just know we're just going to laugh all weekend, and it's good for the soul.
And let me just say this: if you don't like to laugh, we're not hanging out.
No,
I love you.
Yeah,
but we're not going to hang.
Yeah.
All right, because we love to laugh. I'm not a fan of people who look at life through a critical lens. Let's have fun.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy ourselves. I mean, Jesus. Who flocked around Jesus? You remember? Kids
all the time.
Kids, they don't like boring people.
No.
Right? Kids, if you're sticking to mud, a kid's not going to want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Kids love to laugh.
Yeah.
Seriously, you could you could take a wiffle ball bat and hit a kid in the head, and he's going to be like, right? You can hit a kid in the head with the bat, and they're still going to laugh.
Hit kids in the head with the bat?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
what a pastor!
That's what's wrong with me. No, kids like to laugh. They wanted to be around Jesus, and sometimes we see these stained glass pictures of Jesus. Looks like he's levitating with his eyes rolled back in the head. No kid's going to want to hang around that Jesus.
Right.
But I love the pictures where Jesus is smiling, laughing. And you mentioned The Chosen. There's an episode where it's just Jesus and the kids are watching him, and he sees that they're watching him, and he's making them laugh, and he's even making funny sounds like, and they're laughing as he's doing woodwork. Like, yes, that's what Jesus would do.
Yeah.
He was human.
Yeah.
He created the ability to laugh. So let's laugh. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah. It's good. There's a difference between laughing at people and laughing with people.
Yeah.
But I think good, clean comedy can expose human nature without humiliating people. And sometimes it's fun to be humiliated in good, clean fun.
Yeah, and I think sometimes I was watching. I forget what it was. Something the other night. It was to do with the World Cup, but the commentator was talking about how he had loved the British sense of humour at the games from the fans.
Yeah.
when it comes to some of the chants
Yes.
and some of the things that they would do and say, and even that side of the Brits, the sarcasm, and not putting someone down, but the way that they can say something about someone, is like, Americans just don't understand it sometimes.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes. I love British humor. And I love, the one thing I loved about the World Cup is the fans. And I mean, Americans, we can learn a lot from watching the global fans of soccer and how fun they have, how much fun they have.
The Scottish, I mean, they were.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And the Norwegians with the row, you know.
Let me tell you a funny story though about the Norwegians, right? So England played Norway, which we won, right? There's where we went to, the Fox pub, right?
Yep.
For the Norway England game, some Norway fans showed up at the pub with rowing oars.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, but them Argentina fans nearly didn't make it out of that pub when they were cheering. I tell you,
I left at halftime. I had to dip out, but that was hard.
Yeah, but the comedy side of it is just brilliant, and that, that's what I love about some of the British humor, and I send you stuff all the time.
And now if I see something funny that's British humor, I'll send it to you. But there's some really great bits. Love the sense of humor, the sarcasm, all those things. So have you ever, let me ask you, Andy, have you ever watched some type of comedy special and afterward you thought to yourself, I laughed the whole time and I didn't feel like I had to wash my brain?
You know what? This happened to me the very first time when Tim Hawkins came to the church. And so they did 2 shows back to back because there were so many people that wanted to come. I sat through both of them and there was not a minute I wasn't laughing. Like I left and my side was absolutely killing me. And you're right, you leave and you're like, man, that was good for the soul.
My goodness. You know, one of my memories like that goes way, way back when I was a teenager. I saw Mike Warnke. You remember him?
Oh, yeah.
You know, there was some controversy surrounding his testimony. He came out and all that. But my
when
goodness.
he was good.
When he was good. I sat, and he's come back around too, but I sat on the front row of, it was before the Bradley, what was that called that got torn down?
Fieldhouse.
Yeah, the Fieldhouse. Front row of the Fieldhouse. Front row center. And I was crying. I was laughing so hard. I could not breathe. And I left that night just going, you know what? I want to do comedy.
Oh, yeah.
I did. I tried it for a little while.
Yeah, didn't you do stand-up?
I tried it for a little while. I did,
Do you remember any of your jokes?
I did a little bit about driving. I did a little bit about carnivals. In fact, check this out. So a few weeks ago, our youth band and our worship team, they both played at Chillicothe's Carnival Festival.
So it's a little town just outside of Peoria.
Like in Pekin, the Marigold Festival. Washington is the Cherry Festival.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was called. Something Days in Chillicothe, but we played and I got asked to speak between, and where the stage was, there's people everywhere, and there's also concessions. There's a line for concessions. There's a line for some kids' rides. So everybody has nothing to do but stand there in line and watch. They were watching our bands play. It was really cool. Yeah. So I decided, I decided not to use any notes, and I decided to do my little bit about 41. Because I thought people would pay attention, like, he's talking about this number, what's going on with that?
Yeah.
And try to make it less, like I wasn't preaching at them.
Yeah.
But I opened with, I brought back this little comedy bit about carnivals, because I was standing at a carnival. And I basically started talking about those games. A carnival is the only place where you will pay $27 to win a stuffed carrot.
Yeah.
Right? You'll play these games and where you would never ever, because you want to win.
Yeah.
You would never buy that.
Right.
But you'll spend $50 trying to win a mirror.
Yeah.
Or something you want to take
a
home.
goldfish. For 25 cents in the store.
Right. So I did this little bit on that, and then I also talked about there was this ride. I can't remember what it's called. It used to be called the Lupo plane when I was a teenager, and all it does is go upside down. And I'm like, a carnival is the only place where you're going to put your lives into the hands of somebody who's on parole. Or wearing an ankle bracelet still. They're allowed to go to work, and you're going to get inside this ride that sends you upside down, and I'll never forget.
Half put together.
Oh man, yeah, literally they just do it together, and there's inspections and stuff, but still, it's like scary. And I remember getting ready to get on this ride. My friend was going to ride with me, and I gave the dude my ticket. I got in, and then I turned around, and my friend was behind the gate waving at me. He tricked me. He didn't get in with me, so I looked at the guy. I was panicking. I'm getting ready to go on this ride. It goes upside down. I don't even have a friend with me.
Yeah.
And I just looked at this guy that looked like he just got out of prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just said, and he only had like 2 teeth. I said, man, how long did this ride last? And he just looked at me and goes, well, get in and find out, buddy. I'm like, what have I done? And I was terrified. I was absolutely, I'll never do it again. Never do it again. But I used to do a bit about carnivals and about driving and road rage and stuff. But I did an open mic night at a Tulsa Comedy Club back when I was working for youth ministry.
Yeah.
So I brought all of our interns with us, like 20 interns. we all went, and so the night that I did it, there were I talked one of our interns into doing it, who wasn't funny, but I made him think he was. Because I thought that's going to make me look better. I feel really bad because he got up and he just talked about tragic moments of his life. And nobody laughed. They just all stared at him because he was a real intense guy. He was like an Amway guy.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah, so he was just like really intense. Right. All about I think he could do a TED Talk, but stand-up comedy. He just got up there and he started talking about like one of them how a family member died. So no one was they just all stared at him. So this is no joke. This is what he did. He just froze, and he looked at everybody and he goes, "See ya," and he dropped the mic and he walked off the stage. Yeah. Then everybody cheered.
Yeah. Finally.
So outside of him, the night that I did stand up, there was myself, a guy named Corey Edwards, who went on to produce the Hoodwinked movies.
Really?
So he became very successful. Yeah.
Classic movies.
Yep. And then there was a comedian named Isaac Whitty, who ended up being a very successful comic. I believe he still tours. He ended up going on shows like David Letterman, things like that. So, Hoodwinked, Letterman,
Rock Church,
Revival Town podcast. And I did some Christian comedy bits where I did youth group stuff and special events and stuff. But
and it is. I do feel like when pastors preach, bringing a bit of comedy into a message is critical nowadays, because people are coming in with the weight of the world.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, this is a whole different episode we could do, but when you look at a lot of the songs that are sang in church now, when you look at a lot of the messages, it can be down. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not on about we should all be like Joel Osteen and everything's fine and nothing like that. But what I'm talking about is bringing a bit of humor, lightheartedness to a message can connect with the non-Christian that's walked in the room. That is bringing the weight of the world in. They're coming to church.
And it's real life.
Real life. So
I've always been intentional in trying to. When I'm preaching, I want to deliver the word with love in a way people can understand. At the end of the day, I want people to respond to the message, to if they haven't received Christ, receive Christ. We want them to, grow their faith and mature in their walk and all those things. But I do believe comedy is still a big part of that. And I think that, my goal, I'm not trying to write a stand-up comedy sermon. Right. But I will try to be funny at times. I want people to, a lot of times when they're laughing, then you can punch them in the stomach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then, if you're gonna give them some medicine, let's give them some honey. Let's give them something sweet.
Yeah.
Let them, because I don't hold back. I mean, the word, sometimes there's things in the word that offend culture. The word is offensive, and I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to preach it anyway.
Yeah.
But I also want to make sure that we have a good time. I believe we should have a good time in church.
Well, and I think as well that's why we try to bring a lighthearted side to Revival Town podcast, right?
What's where we end with the big three.
Exactly, because like last week was a tough conversation, right, with Deb. I mean, her losing her daughter, and there's going to be weeks like that, right? Because we don't want it just be, all sunshine and
pie in the sky.
Yeah. But we have tried to keep it lighthearted while we're highlighting things that God is doing through movements or through people.
Yeah.
And we'll keep doing it.
Yeah. Because laughter can get you through hard seasons. It really can. When Annette was sick all those years, I would love to still watch comedies. There were so many times where like, we just need to laugh. We need to laugh. And anytime my kids, when we have a family movie night, we watch a lot of Hallmark movies, my wife and I'm a mother-in-law, Savannah, a lot of those type of shows. But whenever one of our kids get to choose, all right, what are we watching? It's always a comedy.
Yeah.
They want to laugh.
Yeah.
They want to laugh. And so I think it's good. So who's your Mount Rushmore of comedy? Name a few comics.
Oh, man. Well, we've named a lot of them already. I mean, I do. John Crist, non-Christian wise, there's a lot of good comedians and actors that I'll laugh at, you know what I mean? I tell you who I like. Kevin James.
Yes.
Kevin James is one of the funniest guys out there, and clean as well. But, Mall Cop and, all that series.
Have you heard Kevin James a little bit on food allergies?
I haven't. No.
Oh, you have got to do that. Or on greeting cards, picking out the. Oh man.
See, and I'm not a big. I'll be honest with you. I am not a big stand-up comedy guy. Like I will not. Like I had to force myself to watch the John Crist one.
Okay.
And it was good. It was good, but I'm just not. I'd rather watch a comedy show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd rather watch it. Yeah. Some type of sitcom or show where you're going to laugh all the way through, rather than to watch a stand-up comedy special.
Like for instance, I know we talked about English comedy. I love Johnny English. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's the guy who plays Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson, and they've done 3 or 4 of those. And it's one of the funniest English shows you can watch. And then he just did another show on Netflix, Man vs. Bee and Man vs. Baby. And they're just hilarious. So I like more that stuff than a stand-up. What about you?
I like both. I do love stand-up comedy specials because at one point I thought about pursuing it. I knew I'm called to preach. I'm called to pastor. So I was obedient to follow that calling. But if I didn't do anything else, I would pursue stand-up comedy. Yeah. I would. I know it's a long, hard road, but if I wasn't doing ministry, I would do that. But I like John Crist. I love John Crist. My all-time favorite comedian is probably Brian Regan. I love Stephen Wright from back in the day. Yeah. I used to work at the airport. I parked jets. They let me go though because I kept locking the keys. I looked pretty silly going up an 86-foot step ladder trying to get in the window with the coat hanger. But he was always dry. I bought some powdered water. I don't know what to add, but I liked him. But Brian Regan is up there. Jim Gaffigan is pretty clean, really funny. I like him. I love when he starts doing other voices. Nate Bargatze is great. But my favorite comedian right now is Dusty Slay.
Okay,
Dusty Slay.
Good.
So but I enjoy watching comedies too. Kevin James, good clean comedies. Kevin James is fantastic. Good. And of course, you can't go wrong with Mr. Bean.
And then obviously you can't go wrong with Revival Town Podcast.
You can't. You know? That's why we're doing this.
Well, Chuck, it has been fun just chatting about comedy and stuff, and I'm sure we'll do another episode about this again. But for those that are watching, listening, that haven't tuned off yet, thank you for staying with us, and we will see you next week.
Next week, we're always here. That way, that's what you can count on.
Every week.
Yep, almost 6 years.
Crazy.
We're still going. We're still laughing. We
laughing.
We laugh at the same jokes all the time. We like to have a good time. You know what I did? I know we got to close, but you know what I did at church 2 weeks ago?
What?
We're doing a series on spiritual gifts. So I brought this gift out onto the stage and stand up in front of everybody and I know everybody was wondering what was in it. I started talking about it, built it up, but I pulled out a confetti cannon and shot it at everybody.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did anyone sue you for hitting them in the eye or anything?
No, but Jason Williams, OJ, years ago, we were celebrating one of our church's anniversaries, and we had confetti cannons, and I gave them to all the guys on the stage who were playing instruments, and he took his out. He walked to the front of the stage, and he didn't point it up. He pointed it straight, and he nailed a 127-year-old woman. She was really old. She has since passed away. That didn't kill her, but I thought it was going to. I mean, bam! Wow. Right at her, scared her. But we like to have a good time. Yeah. So
well, we will see you next week. No confetti cannons, but me and Chuck will be there. So see you next week on Revival Town Podcast.
Bye.
So stupid.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Revival Town Podcast. Make sure you're following us on social media and remember to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. For more information, head on over to revivaltownpodcast.com.